Good day, VC, and Box of Sound listeners and watchers and whatever. It's Bill. Good to see you. I haven't been as active as I'd like to be on making videos or making podcasts. It's been a very hectic summer. But weather's starting to cool down. People are getting into buying more records. A new record store just opened up out in Wooster, Ohio, which is about 50 miles south of me from Cleveland, called Lucky Records, run by good friend Dave Rodgers and his wife Lori. And it's pretty neat. It's mostly used records, but he also has some new stuff, and it's just vinyl right now. But he's also got used turntables. He fixes turntables, and in conjunction with Wooster Vintage Audio, which is another cool place out there, which I should really go out there and shoot some video at. He's got some vintage audio equipment in there. He's got vinyl playing all the time. And he's got vinyl accessories, cleaning stuff. He sells the spin clean machine. And I did get a few cool things from his place. Let's see. Where do I have them sitting? No, I'll just tell you, because this video isn't about Lucky Records, but got Van Morrison Astral Weeks. Oh, wait a minute, I remember what I got. You know, just when I go out and buy a brand new spanking copy of Electric Ladyland, I find a good copy of it in his place for like $10. Really nice shape. So, you know, there's not too many albums that I keep 2 copies of in my collection, but Electric Ladyland is one of them. I got the OG. It's not the very original press, but it's very close to it on reprise. But I've also got the new Hendrix Family Legacy Edition. Let's see, some of the other stuff. Got Canned Wheat by the Guess Who. Let's see here. What other stuff did I get recently from there? Oh yeah, first Steppenwolf album. John K doesn't even have any sunglasses on, so I ended up spending about $60 there. Got about 9-10 albums, but I was really happy with what I got. Anyway, specifically this particular video is in response to Rodger Coleman's 100 plus sub contest. I used to hate it, but now I love it. And really been enjoying your videos, Rodger. I'm glad that you've come onto the scene and embraced the vinyl community, and we've embraced you. And big influence on my musical tastes early in life were my brothers and sisters. Now, my sisters got me hooked on to all the stuff that was easy to like the Beatles, you know, and Three Dog Night, and other types of pop music. Then one of my sisters was deeply into Glenn Campbell. Never really got into him, but I had no choice when I was a little kid. I had to put up with whatever they listened to. And when my brother Joe came back from his tour in Germany, in his early days in the Army, he brought back some Jimi Hendrix records, and that was a big eye-opening thing for me. Of course, he also had Elvis Presley records, and I never got into Elvis like you got into Elvis, Rodger. But you know, if I ever get to go to Memphis, I want to check out Graceland, specifically because of your story. That was pretty cool. But the other big influence on me when I was a kid was my brother Ed, who has passed on about 11 years ago. And he got me into all sorts of stuff, including the Rolling Stones. I mean, you know, back then it was real easy to get into the Beatles. It's just like putting Duke in your bracket during March Madness. It's easy. It's safe. But the Stones were a little bit more off the beaten path, and I got into the Monkees on my own. But one thing that my brother Ed loved, and played endlessly was Janis Joplin. He brought Cheap Thrills into the house, played this damn thing to death, and I could not stand it because of that caterwauling of Janis Joplin. And, you know, I really couldn't get into it. I could get into some of the heavy guitar stuff and, you know, and then after that, oh no, she continued on with Cosmic Blues. And I just couldn't understand why he was so deeply into Janis Joplin. I was thinking, she's not really that pretty either, Ed. And I don't have a copy of Pearl, but I ended up getting the two 10-inch highlights from the Pearl Sessions record that came out, which has all sorts of cool outtakes and things like that. And I've also got Joplin in concert. Now, none of these records, I inherited my brother's records when he passed away, and none of these records are his originals. This record, this copy of Cheap Thrills, did belong to him, but it was like maybe the second or third copy that he had, because he had a habit. He was generous to, he would give away things and be generous to you, to the point where he hurt himself. He had a lot of problems, and you know, it was one of the reasons why he passed away at an early age. But one thing that he would do is, if he liked a record a lot, he would try to turn somebody onto it, and he would give it away. So, you know, he gave away his Columbia 2i, and now I've got this 70s Columbia repress. I was able to find a decent original copy of Cosmic Blues, and he gave away so many copies of Joplin in concert, I can't even count. He just loved Janis to death. And then many years later, when I listen, I find out how good she was. And I read articles about the Cheap Thrills album, about how they were such bad musicians, but she brought them up and made them sound good. And so, yeah. Used to hate it, but now I love it. I got all these albums in my collection, and I do listen to them. So that's my story, and my entrance into the contest. And thanks again for the videos, especially, and I really do thank you again for the long video about Sun Ra. I got the Sun Ra book, or the book about Sun Ra, the Earthly Recordings of Sun Ra, and I've been doing more checking out of Sun Ra stuff. I'm going to buy some of those reissues, and I'd like to read his biography, The Space is the Place. I have a bootleg copy of Space is the Place on DVD. It's a wild film. So keep making videos, keep doing what turns you on, and I'll keep doing the same. So had a great time. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching.